Gotta cut down the Eve. What's today's review?
And now for a special message from Andrew Ryan.
Wait, Andrew Ryan? But that could only mean...
Okay.
Help me.
Look, I'll be honest. I want to like this game. I really do. It has imaginative plot setups, inspired ideas, and an amazing world in which it takes place. But I just don't like it that much, and for some reason, not nearly as much as when I played it the first time. It has so many problems. I want to find myself going back to it for its plot, but there's just too much to ignore. Let's not waste any more time. This is Bioshock 2.
It does have some really nice plot lines, imaginative mythos, and wonderful writing and voice acting. I do really like games that offer choice, and the choices that you make have some really serious weight to them, like the weapon upgrades going from increased damage to setting opponents on fire. Things like that are good, but there are way too many things wrong with it to just base the rating on that. I usually get mad at games for focusing only on the gameplay and not nearly enough on the storyline, but this game has the opposite problem. It focuses solely around the writing, mythos, and storyline, which causes the gameplay to feel majorly underdeveloped, and just leaves the game feeling annoying, which is actually a lose-lose scenario. At least games that focus around the gameplay have high replay value, and are actually immersive within the actual enjoyment of the game. If the game is too aggravating, then most people will freak out in anger, causing them to feel so enraged that they don't pay enough attention to the good aspects of the game. I'm actually just gonna focus around the storyline of the game, because my endeavors with multiplayer were mostly met with this.
Bioshock 2 has 4 major problems that really break it off for me, and probably a lot of other people. Problem number 1. Lamb's stupid fucking psychiatry sucks. I've listened to 80 to 90% of all of her dialogue, and it just sounds so stupid. It's nothing more than a coat of paint to make her sound like she's a psychiatrist, but I don't believe for 1 minute that she has any form of degree. All of this shit about how everyone needs to give up their lives for one person to become a messiah. Thank you! It all really just sounds like theology rather than
Ethical psychiatry.
shut up! It just distracts from someone who would be an otherwise perfect antagonist. What are you talking about, little man? We are 2K. What we say goes. Who cares if it's wrong? 2. So many underdeveloped plot lines. For a game that I'm ragging on for paying too much attention to the story, they mess a lot of things within the story up. A lot of stuff just feels either rushed, phoned in, or completely underdeveloped. There is one in particular that seriously gets under my skin. Spoiler alert and all that stuff, it's gonna reveal some minor plot details and stuff. All throughout the game, they build up this subplot of this guy whose daughter was taken from this big sister from the surface. He tracks her down to Rapture and, through multiple audio recordings, figures a ton of stuff out about the city, and thus explaining it to you. He's eventually captured by a big sister and taken to Lamb, as heard from an audio recording, and turned into a big daddy, also heard from another audio recording. The bad part of this is, he doesn't do anything out of the ordinary from Big Daddy's. You can't change him back, and you actually don't even realize this until he's dead. You can't do that! You can't spend an entire game building up a subplot and then just let it fall flat. That's lazy! What are you talking about? We are 2K. We don't need to finish that subplot, or any subplots, or regular plots. We're 2K. Third, there's never enough ammo for supply and demand. Now I'm not just talking conventional bullets and rivets. Anything that you need to expend in a fight is gone in almost an instant. Now all of this wouldn't be too bad if it weren't for the next problem that we have. Little man, we have stated our 2K-ness multiple times now. Don't you know we do not have to be responsible for our actions? Otherwise a lot of us would be in jail. You don't want to know. Fourth and final. No area can be clear for more than 5 fucking minutes. The ammo shortage wouldn't be nearly as bad if you could backtrack to an ammo bandito or a carnival of savings in peace. But no, you have to expend even more supplies trying to get past enemies that are more or less just like the ones you just finished killing. It just becomes so repetitive that it fails to be anything more than aggravating. And for those of you who say you like a challenge, listen to me. You have no idea how annoying it becomes. It doesn't even make sense for one of the levels. I can see in the hotel level that they live there so they can occupy the streets and come out of their homes on a regular basis. But in one of the levels, it was just flooded a minute ago. And now 3,000 splicers are apparently occupying the place. Makes sense! Why did this game have so many problems?
To its credit, it does have really nice writing and storyline. You actually feel the emotional weight of each character and their reaction to certain events. The voice acting is actually top-notch, and for every underdeveloped plotline, there's one that feels extremely satisfying. Although there weren't many of them, the water levels do feel pretty cool. In what times you can use items without completely using them, they are very effective. Most of the ideas here were actually really interesting, and if the Rapture storyline didn't apparently end here, I'd say that it's set up for quite a great deal more. On the other hand, all of the problems that I mentioned previously happened to really distract from all that. In fact, it was difficult to calm down enough to find that much good in this game.
While I do agree that it has a ton of problems, I still like this game.
Acquired taste. It is bad in a lot of respects, but for some reason it seems to have more replay value than I thought possible for a game with so many problems. I recommend that you check it out by renting it first, see if you like it, because chances are you might not, but personally I think you should give it at least that. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
Ha! So our 2K-ness prevails. I knew we'd get out of this clean. Just like in Colorado 2003. Had to shut down an entire hotel. I'm the VidGame reviewer, and that's my 2 cents.
Ooh, I'm the boogeyman, the terrible, horrible boogeyman. I come in the middle of the night and frighten bad little girls like you. Beware, better have a care. I'm going to follow you everywhere. I crawl through the ceiling and the wall and call on bad little girls like you.